Let's talk about Powers Hill. Hidden away in the middle of Gippsland, it's easy to miss, but if you're coming down it, there's some things you need to know. Nestled in the hills of central Gippsland and forming part of the Highland Highway between Yarram and Traralgon, Powers Hill descends from Willong South to Gormandale. The descent starts around 900 metres after the intersection with Grand Ridge Road, just prior to where you pass Mirabilia Castle. You then descend sharply until the hill finishes at Mount Hammond Road. In total, you'll descend 209 metres, giving an average grade of 6.3%. However, there are two steeper sections, one at the start around 700 metres long at 8% grade, and then the entire second half of the hill is a reasonably consistent 8% grade, covering about another 1.5 kilometres for a total distance of 3.3 kilometres. Today we'll be tagging along with a Booth 26 metre A-double setup from Byford Equipment. He's got about 38,000 litres of milk on board, so about 3/4 full, and it'll be a great demonstration of how to get down this hill safely. In the lead up to Powers Hill, there are unfortunately no dedicated truck stopping bays, so probably your best option, and one used by many local drivers, is to use the combination of the bus stop, the shoulder and the start of the turning lane at the intersection with Grand Ridge Road to allow other traffic to come past before you descend the hill. This is well worth doing, as inappropriate overtaking manoeuvres by light vehicles is a hazard that's been flagged by a number of drivers on this route. 900 metres past this intersection, you'll see this sign on the left-hand side for Mirabilia Castle, marking the start of the Powers Hill descent. So by this sign, you need to be in your chosen gear, at the right speed, and begin guiding it down the hill. During this first 8% section, you'll pass Willong South School Road on the right-hand side, and then you'll come to Willong South Road a little later. This second road marks the end of that first 8% section. It levels off briefly as you curve back around to the right and enter into the more heavily treed section of the road. It stays at this slightly flatter grade while you run through the trees, and pretty much as the road straightens back out and you start to see the terrain open back up again, this is where we drop back into the 8% grade for the remaining 1.5 kilometres of the descent. It's also worth keeping an eye on your driver's side rearview mirror for any cars making optimistic overtaking manoeuvres on the straight section of road. At the end of this straight, you'll go around a long left and then a right-hand sweeper, and then you'll pass Powers Hill Road on your left-hand side immediately before Mount Hammond Road enters from the right-hand side, marking the end of the serious section of the descent. Mount Hammond Road is a key access point for forestry operations, so if there's log harvesting taking place, you can have trucks coming out of that side road with pretty limited visibility, so keep an eye on that. In terms of other hazards, beyond the behaviour of car drivers that we've already discussed, just be aware that in a cold, wet Victorian winter, you're going to have a lot less traction to play with on this descent, so make sure you take it easy. Anyway, thanks a lot, have a great day.